Peel police say they are making progress in cracking down on a recent wave of extortion attempts targeting South Asian business owners. For more on this, we're joined live by Brampton's Mayor Patrick Brown now. Mayor, thank you for joining us. You said this morning that this has been terrorizing the South Asian community, that you have fielded calls from business owners who are, quite frankly, terrified. Paint a picture for us if you can. What's been going on?
Well, it started in November, and it was terrifying what we saw targeting the South Asian community in the Lower Mainland of British Columbia, Edmonton, in Peel region, and now in the U.S. It was where South Asian business owners were being called by WhatsApp with an extortion attempt. And if they refused the extortion attempt, their home or business would be shot up or there'd be an act of arson. And so, I had residents terrified. This is something you'd see in the movies. You don't expect to see that happen in Canada. And the Peel Police took this very seriously. We've been working with law enforcement agencies across the country and at a national level. And they had the first major arrests that were announced this morning. There was 5 arrests, and with those arrests came a lot of digital data, so 50 cell phones, computers. And so this extortion threat is going to begin to unravel in Canada, and it's thanks to some pretty tremendous police work.
Right. And investigators believe that these crimes are being orchestrated from India. On that note, you've called for an international effort. What does that look like?
Well, there are some interjurisdictional complexities to this. When you deal with extortion threats that go beyond our border, we need the help of law enforcement agencies that are involved at that level of cooperation. Of course, that happens at a national level, not at a local level. I would say that I've spoken to Canada's Public Safety Minister, Dominic LeBlanc. We've had his full support in these investigations through Public Safety Canada. So the type of cooperation I was hoping for, we've had, and it shows when law enforcement agencies work together how effective they can be. These are serious charges, and it's a sign of relief for our community that some of the individuals behind this have now been apprehended.
Yeah, I know you've called this a big win. At the same time, you're also encouraging others to come forward. Do you believe there are more victims out there?
I am certain there's more victims, and there's many people that come forward to the police when they're faced with an extortion. We know that there's people that have paid the extortion rather than the fear of violence or their house being shot. What the chief's message is and my message is, if you've been a victim of extortion, please come to the police. The more you share with the police, the more effective they're going to be able to apprehend the individuals behind this. The reason these extortion attempts have grown across Canada, the United States, is because people are paying this. As long as this is a revenue source for organized crime, they will continue to be replicated. And so if you've been a victim, please get in contact with your local police force so that they can make sure the person who victimized you is held responsible.
Okay, I'm going to switch gears here and talk about this. You fly out to Ottawa tonight for the National Summit on Auto Thefts. Brampton and so many other cities, including Toronto, have been grappling with this issue for so long. Tell us about what your message is going to be at the summit.
Yeah, I'm heading to the summit with our Chief of Police, Nishan Derapa, and auto thefts have skyrocketed across Ontario and Quebec, but particularly in the GTA, we've seen a 300% increase. And we've added record numbers of new officers for 2 years in a row. It's not a sheer number of new officers that's going to solve this. We have to deal with the leak in the bucket, and that's going to be my message. The leak right now is that 80% of these stolen cars are for the export market. Canada is the easiest country to smuggle stolen cars out of, and we're seeing it happen at the Port of Montreal. We don't screen our shipping containers like other countries do. And so my plea to the federal government is, help us cut this off. This is the 3rd largest revenue tool for organized crime in Canada, and it's happening in plain sight at our intermodal hubs and our ports. We need to make sure that local police have the authority for these inspections. We need to make sure that they're screening, that CBSA has the resources to do this screening. We have to address this because it is getting out of control.
Brampton's Mayor Patrick Brown, thank you for making time for us.
My pleasure. Thank you.